I woke up extra early. I usually wait until way later in the day to watch She-Hulk. But because of the cliffhanger from last week's episode, and because I think all of us expected Daredevil to show up here, he did not. And I can't... I'd be lying if I said that I was not disappointed by that, if I wasn't realizing the plot of the episode. Fuck. Daredevil is not going to show up here, is he? Shit. So I woke up for no goddamn reason. Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB. It's episode 6 entitled Just Jen. The premise is that Jennifer gets invited as a bridesmaid to a wedding to this girl that she knew back in school, and she's like, yeah, sure, why not, right? So she goes there. I love that she went there as She-Hulk first, because she wanted to feel confident. She was going back to see people from her past, and she wanted to sort of show them that, like, hey, look at me now. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm kind of a celebrity. But then the bride tells her, don't, be She-Hulk. Please don't. Jennifer as She-Hulk, or Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, when She-Hulk arrives, it's daytime. Yeah, she wanted to show off the dress because that costume maker dude from last week made outfits for her. And yeah, it looked nice. It fit her form very well. But the CGI for Jennifer, I thought, looked amazing. Or for She-Hulk. It probably one of the better episodes as far as CGI and VFX go. Seriously. Daytime, and She-Hulk looked that good. There was actual texture to her face and her arms, and I'm like, okay, this looks like an actual She-Hulk in person interacting with all the other characters. Now, Tatiana Maslany, I think is phenomenal. I do, when she has to be herself, and you can tell she's not nearly as confident. She's sort of way more realize in how much maybe she stands out compared to everyone else there. Her seeing Titania at the wedding. Obviously, Titania was up to no good. Obviously, Titania had some ulterior motives. I like that Jennifer instantly called her out for it. And later on in the episode, when Jennifer gets drunk, Titania makes her move and starts to fight her. And this is what I like about the show. I know people are having issues with the show. I know people are having various different complaints and frustrations, and they just feel like the MCU is going down the toilet because of the humor that seems to be in all of these newer projects. And I might make a video later getting more into those issues that people have with the show, but I personally enjoy the humor. I enjoy how they just sort of seem to have fun. You can't have every superhero project be super ultra serious, or you can't have every project not sort of take a step back and realize, yeah, this is kind of silly, or this could be taken silly, so let's put a spin to it so that we can attack the silliness head on. Obviously that helps that Jennifer can break the fourth wall, so that's nice. But Titania, even in that scene, saying, come on, turn green. And Jennifer's like, I can take you like this. And she's seeing double. And then she finally does become She-Hulk. They do have a fight. It's a small fight, but I was still surprised to get a fight. This is a show that I don't necessarily need action in. I don't need to see She-Hulk fighting all the time. But when she does, it's a plus. And she embarrasses Titania, which is about the way it's going to go. Now, there's a guy at this wedding who has been going up to Jennifer, has been very complimentary, has been very nice, has been hitting on her, and he seems interested. He seems attracted to her. And at first I was like, well, finally, because all of these guys that Jennifer goes on a date with or tries to talk to, they all think she's not attractive. They all don't want any interest in her. Okay, fine, maybe some of them would prefer to date She-Hulk, but it's like, really? Are we going to pretend like Jennifer's not attractive? Are we going to pretend like she's not somebody that is worth dating? And then this guy, because he started to go a little too much on like, hey, you're great. I like you for you, and it seemed too convenient. It seemed too perfect. Maybe I'm overly thinking about it, but the show itself presented all these other guys as being kind of dickhole faces. So this guy, I'm starting to think that maybe he's a plant. Maybe he's somebody that was sent to let her guard down, because then we see a quick shot of this lab facility and they're sort of tracking Jen, and they still want to get her blood. The same people who wanted her blood when they hired the wrecking crew, I assume. So yeah, I'm starting to think that this guy's a plant. I don't trust him. DTA, don't trust anybody. And now it's going to make me feel even worse for Jen, because Tatiana, she's great, man. And also, there was a side plot of the Immortal Man case. And sure, there was some amusing aspects to that case. I did like the premise of a dude who has the ability to not die, and he's using that to get out of marriages and relationships. Like, that concept is very funny. In the beginnings of that, and that actor, I thought, yes, there was some nice, like, chuckling moments. But once it got to seeing all of his exes there, and them bickering and arguing, and blah, 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 I was like, okay, I don't know. I don't really know how much I care about any of that. But I like that we got a little bit more with Mallory. We also found out that she's married and has a kid, so we're sort of opening doors on her character there. But mostly Nikki. Nikki, who I think is a great best friend for Jen, super supportive, super there for her. But I like that Nikki, last week's episode with Pug, which was awesome, and this week, I like that Nikki is showing what she can do on her own, or what kind of a lawyer, or I guess side lawyer partner. I don't know the terms. I don't know how it works, but the way how she de-escalated the situation and sort of gave everybody what they wanted. Nikki's good at her job, but also Nikki's a good friend, like I said before, because once they find out about this website that like is sort of sending death threats or saying bad shit about She-Hulk, and even though Mallory says don't, Nikki instantly calls her and tells her. Now, it was a voicemail, so Jen doesn't hear it yet. Again, I think that guy is somehow connected to that group. No Daredevil, though. Not even a post-credit scene to further entice us on the possibility of Daredevil. And I know there's going to be some people who are like, man, this sucks. I only came back, like maybe they didn't stick with the show. Maybe Wong wasn't enough. Maybe Abomination wasn't enough. But Daredevil, the tease that everyone last week was talking about, Daredevil's helmet, they thought he was arriving. So did I. He was going to pick up the helmet. We were going to get some cool stuff. And we didn't. And so I hope that that doesn't, and it will, but I hope that that doesn't become the narrative of like, oh man, this episode sucked because there wasn't Daredevil. It's like, no, it's disappointing we haven't seen him yet, but let's not take away from the fact that the episode on its own was fun and was enjoyable, and at least I enjoyed it. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too saw episode 6, Just Jen, of She-Hulk. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Are you frustrated that we haven't seen Matt Murdock, Daredevil, yet? There's only, 3 episodes left? He's coming, guys. He will be here soon. Don't worry. Patience, young Padawan. That's what I've been telling myself for the last couple hours. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.